In this video, we are going over the most powerful technique to reprogram the subconscious mind. This technique, like I've already mentioned, is so powerful and can really shift your life if you do it at the frequency I'm going to give you. That's coming up next. Hi guys, my name is Dave. This is HeartSpace, where we're releasing videos every single day to help you live life more in a free way. So if you want videos that are going to help you do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell icon. Now I want to go over a technique, one of the best in my eyes, to reprogram your subconscious. And if you've been watching the channel for a bit now, you'll notice that a lot of times I mention the subconscious and how powerful reprogramming your subconscious is. In fact, in my eyes, it is one of the most impactful self-development ideas out there. In fact, it probably is the most impactful, because you could do everything else in the self-development community, but if you don't get a handle on your subconscious mind, all of it falls apart, because your subconscious mind is what's operating 95% of the time on average, while your conscious mind is 5%. So getting control of the thing that's basically operating for 95% of your life is something very beneficial to do. So what this technique taps into is the idea of getting better access to your subconscious mind. Because when you're in your wakefulness state, usually what's in a beta brainwave state. You know, you're in a high or low beta. And essentially this is when you are just moving throughout your normal day. You either are paying attention to something or you're not. I believe if you're in low beta, when you're actually focusing on something, and you're in high beta when you're like overthinking in your head, all this different kind of stuff. But something starts to happen when you start going to sleep. When you start moving into a more drowsy state, your brainwaves actually shift from beta to what's called alpha. And as you go to deeper levels of sleep, it goes into what's also called delta and gamma brain waves. Now, what's significant about this is these brain waves operate a lot differently than the wakeful state of beta. So again, beta is all this, you know, we're experiencing the material realm, we're coming from our senses, but as you start to get more into alpha and delta and gamma, you are now operating more from the metaphysical. You are more in tune with it. Your brain waves are slowing down, and you are not as attached to the physical realm, so to speak. And so as you're starting to drift off to sleep, and you are more in the alpha, delta, gamma, and delta gamma happens more, I think, when you're in deep sleep. This is going to be when you're actually like out, like you're just out of it and you're asleep. But alpha is kind of, you're getting into that as you're getting towards that sleep state. So you're getting drowsy, you're kind of, in that almost wakefulness, dreamlike state. You're kind of in between. You're in what's called more of an alpha state. And what's significant about this is the barrier between your conscious and subconscious mind starts to open up. And your subconscious is now in this state more susceptible to influence, which means the thoughts, the visions, the things you're saying, all of those things right in that moment when you're in that alpha state and in the later states as well, you are now able to influence your subconscious mind a lot more than usual. Because a lot of times when you're in the beta state, it's your conscious mind you are speaking to. You are not able to influence your subconscious as much. You still can, but not even close to as much. There are these barriers. But when you're in that more slow brainwave alpha, delta, gamma state, you are able to influence your subconscious more. And so here's the technique. It's very, very simple. It's as you're going to sleep, you're getting into that drowsy state, you need to start visualizing, thinking about the things you actually want to attract in your life. You need to actually take control of your thoughts in this moment, because if you notice, sometimes a lot of people before they go to sleep, they think about their problems. They think about, they visualize like these terrible outcomes. They visualize like the worst case scenario. And you are then turning that information over as something that you actually want to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is receiving these images and like, I guess that's what we want. And then people wonder why bad things happen to them. Because when you're thinking like that, just before bed, just before you go to sleep, you are turning that over to your subconscious mind as something that you want. And so in this moment, when you're just kind of getting ready, you're drifting off, you can do one of two things. You can visualize the desired end result of something you want. So let's say you want to live a certain lifestyle. You can, in those kind of 10 to 15 minutes while you're in this state, you just focus vividly on the end desired result. So see it as already done. Feel it as already done as well. It's not just about seeing it, but feel it. Feel the emotions as if what you're visualizing right now is true, that you're living it right in this moment. So maybe you want a certain lifestyle where you have a lot of money and you live in a certain place and you're just visualizing yourself maybe in a beautiful home, and you can feel, the furniture, you can feel the floor, the coolness of the marble floor on your feet. You're looking at your phone and you see your bank balance in the millions or whatever it is for you, right? Maybe you want your dream partner and you see them and they're right there there, they give you a kiss on the cheek, something like that, and you can see her features, or his if it's depending on what your preference is. But whatever it is, you're going to vividly not only see it, but feel it. Feel the environment that you are imagining as if it is real, and you're going to see this super as clearly as you can. And the idea is you want to continue doing this until you actually fall into those deeper sleeps, because if you can fall into those deeper states of delta gamma while being in this alpha state, visualizing this thing that you want, the desired end result, then when you dream, then when you're in these deeper brainwave states, it will take what you were visualizing and go even deeper with it. Usually you'll notice that your dreams are now a little bit different. You'll notice that your brain is essentially, your subconscious mind has taken that and run with it. If you've ever had, like, you're thinking about some negative things before you go to sleep, and then you have weird dreams that are fairly negative or even nightmarish. Why is that? Because before you go to sleep, when you're in this alpha state between sleep, wakefulness and sleep and dream state, you were giving it this information that that's what you want. And so it takes that, you get into deeper sleep, and suddenly you have this dream of terrible things. You ever also gone to bed very, very happy, kind of visualizing these amazing things that happened during the day, and then had a wonderful dream? Yeah, your subconscious is open to suggestion, and so is reality, because a lot of reality comes from your subconscious mind. And so this is just the technique, guys, is before you're asleep, again, this is such an important time to start gaining control of what you're actually thinking, to become aware of what you're thinking and the images you're giving yourself, and to really shift them. Again, have an idea in mind. It can help to write it out, like what you actually want, what your vision is. Another thing you can also do that I learned from a book I'm reading now, which is all about the subconscious mind, you can actually start speaking certain words over and over again, like a lullaby before you go to sleep. So one thing he suggested in the book, and he's seen it work so many times, is you can repeat a word like wealth. So let's say you want more money in your life. If you repeat a word like wealth as you're in this state, just going wealth, wealth, or do it like a lullaby, just nice and easy and quiet and smooth, you will actually start to envision things about wealth, and your subconscious mind will start to accept that the word of wealth and start piecing things together. So you can also do that, but I prefer the visualization personally. So think of that desired end result that you want, and before drifting off to sleep, think about it, visualize it, feel it as if it is real, and surrender it to your subconscious mind, and you'll find that things in your physical reality start to change. Now, a little bonus is you can also do this as you wake up, because if you think about it, when you go from a wakefulness state to a sleeping state, you're going from alpha, beta, beta, alpha, I think delta, then gamma. I might be mixing up delta and gamma. It might be gamma, then delta. But essentially, you're going into these deeper levels. When you're waking up, you're doing the same thing in reverse. So you're going from gamma, delta, alpha to beta. But again, that alpha state is when you are awake, but you're kind of in between. And so if you, as soon as you wake up, within like the first 15 minutes or so, you do the same practice, you visualize that desired end result, you again will have more access to your subconscious mind to influence it and to be able to impress upon it the desired end result that you want. All right, guys, so that is the technique. Make sure you're doing this every morning and every night if you want to impress upon your subconscious mind the life you actually want, and you'll be amazed at the results, the information that starts to come in, the opportunities that start to present themselves if you do this. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the video. I really do appreciate it. I really want to make sure you're doing these practices because they can help you so much. As always, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.